Namaskar, Mahalatmas. Today we are going to see about Vishwashanti People's Parivar, where the voice of God during Samadhyan has given certain how a human being has to fulfill their social duties in its various capacities, out of which we have already discussed his voice as to what under people's individual social responsibilities for one should fulfill, what business community under the social duty they have to fulfill. And third one is government social duties, under which we have earlier seen about the importance, the greatest importance for building the nation into a developed India, the need for making education free for all, irrespective of whatever the capacity of a person. According to their intellectual capacity, one should be given the necessary skill, knowledge for making them to be a valuable citizen, a skilled and employable citizen, so that they can stand on their own feet and carry on their livelihood. If a person intends to study medicine, engineering, PhD, MS, whatever the subject, whatever the course he want to do, or if he's a school dropout, he cannot able to study in academic career, he may have skill in the technical side, like carpentry, air conditioning, all this, or he may have interest in sports, games, dance, music, any area. One has to identify, especially those students who are weak at the 8th standard level. They should be identified their talents and bring out and give them training and to shape themselves and give them opportunity to grow in that area, so that they also become a valuable asset to the nation, for which education in all respects should be made free. But while giving education, certain aspects should be there to be the students, the youth and the women. The empowerment of their talents is very important. They get the opportunity to divert their thought, their mind in the wrong path. You should make them to focus, imbibe the divine qualities, to empower them with the needed skill to stand on their own feet without going in the wrong path. So in that terms, children empowerment, what it says is, children are the future pillars of our country. If a nation has to grow strongly, the students should imbibe divine qualities in them to build a good conduct and character, good habits, good practices in life. But today, students are subjected to drug addiction by drug peddlers, which is growing unabated, destroying the students' career. While girl students are subject to sexual harassment by unscrupulous school teachers and by the drug addicted students. It is the social responsibility of the government in coordination with parents and teachers to form a student welfare committee in each school, comprised of school principal, HM, parents, psychologists, retired police officers, social workers, child welfare department members, local council MLA, and the press people to properly monitor the movement of the students and watch their behavior and attitude. They should conduct periodical counseling sessions for the students to check and identify what type of problem or mental agony they are facing due to drug addiction, sexual harassment, studies pressure, etc. And take immediate corrective steps to save them and bring them back to normal track. Also in schools and at home, students should be strictly taught to practice yoga, meditation, moral class, motivational personal development, self-defense coaching session, especially for girl students should be given. Self-defense should be introduced in school as part of everyday curriculum right from LKG to plus 2 level to teach the students the moral, ethical and spiritual values of life. To imbibe them self-confidence, self-determination, good concentration power, boldness and fearlessness, to face any problems and untoward successes in life boldly, especially the girls when they are subjected to sexual harassment. They should report it boldly to Student Welfare Council to catch and punish the wrongdoing teachers, criminals, and also take self-defense steps to safeguard themselves. Students should build a strong self-control to avoid drugs, alcohol, cigarette, vulgar videos, and all negative habits, behavior, attitude, and build a strong divine conduct and character and shape themselves into a valuable asset to the nation. So this is what under this children empowerment one should imbibe. And the next is youth empowerment. It's very important. Youth are the backbone. They are the next immediate pillars can shape the country into a developed nation. For the youth in colleges and post-college life, when they are in search of jobs or violent jobs, they may come across situations that drag them in the wrong path to become addicted to drugs, alcohol, sexual pleasures, involved in antisocial activities like chain snatching, kidnap, rape, murder, terrorism, Naxalism. So they should not get trapped in such negative situations. One of the reasons for that youth becoming antisocial or involved in terrorism activities is mainly because of poverty, illiteracy and employment. So that's why we focus on illiteracy. To remove the illiteracy aspect, only we are told that education should be made free to everybody. Once education is there, they have the discriminative intelligence synced and that will enable them to make the earning for their livelihood. Then they will not go in the wrong path. To protect the youth from getting trapped in such antisocial activity, government should take initiative to form a youth welfare center in each college ward level, comprised of college principal HOD, retired police officer, local councillor, MLA, government youth welfare department official. The youth welfare council committee should provide following support for the welfare of the youth. Youth should be provided training in yoga, meditation, motivational, personal development, moral and self-defense, especially for girl students. Sessions in college to imbibe spiritual values, patriotism, and a feeling of universal brotherhood. Youth should use their youthhood to focus on getting proper coaching for competitive job exams, learn job-oriented, self-employment-oriented courses, learn good spoken English, personal development, entrepreneur development training, self-defense training that will enable them to face their life and shape their career successfully and become a valuable asset to the nation. This is very important. So you should they imbibe in themselves. So one cannot have any control over the outside factors. One can have only control over the internal mind power development. That is very easy. So whatever external negative factors are attacking them, they have to safeguard themselves by improving the self-defense, self-develop, self-confidence level, mind power, self-control. These are the important things which youth should build, and we at school, college level and at home, we should give them the opportunity to train themselves in building their personality, divine traits in them. So this is one of the things which we should have imbibe in them. And next important thing is the women empowerment. So what is women empowerment? The women are the important because in our society, women makes equal population, equal percentage of population, or in some state more than the men's population. So their empowerment and their productivity plays an important role in shaping the country. So today, women's participation in nation building activities is very crucial. But women face social threat due to sexual harassment at workplace and at home. They are subject to domestic violence, dowry harassment, where innocent and fearful women commit suicide. To safeguard the interests of women in society, government should form women empowerment and welfare centers at each ward or panchayat level, where women in that ward or panchayat should get following benefit. Women should be given training to take up self-employment avenues and made members of women self-help group through which they can avail bank loan to start their own small business for their self-development, and that will contribute for the economic development of their family and the nation. Women should be given counseling, motivational and self-defense training sessions to boost their self-confidence, self-determination to face their family life or any sexual harassment situation they come across boldly and successfully. Women protection cell be created where women who are subject to sexual harassment or domestic violence can report to this cell for appropriate remedial measures. This cell will inform police to catch and punish those creating harassment to the women. Women Reserve Wards Assembly Parliamentary Constituency should be fixed for more women to participate in the nation building activity representing the people in the legislative, council, assembly, parliament to speak and get welfare schemes for the benefit of the people of their constituencies and contribute for the overall development of the country into a developed nation. So these are the empowerments that we have to build. So women, there are many self-help groups in various villages, various cities. This should be made because especially in sports and games where women play a great role, but they are subject to harassment, sexual harassment at various levels. And these things should be identified at the right point and they should eradicate it. They should bring into bring to knowledge of the press and media and police at the right time so that they will not get succumb to this sexual harassment. That is there in every places. These things should be eradicated so that women can boldly face the society and contribute for their personal economic growth and also for that in turn will give for the economic growth of the country in building it a developed nation. So this children empowerment, youth empowerment, women empowerment are very essential for us to make the society, to make the citizens, all the citizens, especially the youthhood citizens, be a valuable asset and make them to contribute for the personal economic development and also for the that in turn gives for the social economic development of the country's economic development to shape the country as a developed nation. In this respect, we all people, the citizens, the opposition parties, the press and media, they should raise our voice for the government to take appropriate measures to introduce this empowerment program for the children, youth and women so that we give them the necessary confidence and build them the divine qualities and the self-determination in them to face the situations in life successfully and build their economic growth and contribute for the economic growth of the country. Thank you.